Quick check of today's business news now. Joining us, as he always does on a Tuesday, Chief Investment Officer at the Motley Fool, Scott Phillips. Scott, good to see you again. So given the ongoing tension in Israel, what are the ongoing risks for our markets?
Pete, good morning. That's a really great question, mate. And we're on tenterhooks, let's be honest. Now, as I said last time we chatted, the human impacts are far more important, but we are here to talk about the financial ones. And at the moment, all is quiet. But we know how quickly these things can change. You've been covering beautifully the unfolding tensions and the new changes, moves, potential threats in the Middle East. And we know that could so easily impact particularly and specifically the oil market. If other countries are drawn into this conflict or there are sanctions, for example, imposed, other ways that the oil supply might be disrupted, we will see a very sudden and significant increase in the oil price. And that would put a shudder through the world's economy, not only because oil is literally the lubricant of the global economy, but because it's such an important part in inflation numbers right around the world. That combination is going to be a very, very difficult one for people to deal with.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And China's been knocked off the top spot as the preferred market for Australian traders. Scott, so who is it now?
Yeah, the United States, unsurprisingly, going from the second largest economy to the largest, not a difficult choice, I suppose, particularly when you think about the geopolitical tensions with China specifically and the trade embargoes, the tariffs, the trade bans that we've seen over the past few years. Businesses basically voting with their wallets and saying, you know what, we think the US is a safer place to go and do business, a more dependable, reliable, forecastable way to do business. I do think we need to be a little bit careful. The time to diversify away from China would have been 4 or 5 years ago. The bad news is already in. So I wouldn't want too many businesses to abandon the second largest economy in the planet. But diversification is the thing they should have been practicing from the beginning. We know it's number one in investing. It should be number one in business too. Make sure you have a diverse range of customers in diverse locations and countries. So hopefully people aren't abandoning China too much. We definitely want the export dollars from that economy. But being also and predominantly in the US makes a whole lot of sense for all the reasons I just talked about.
Yeah. Energy Australia warning coal suppliers for the Mount Piper power station are now at risk, Scott.
Yeah, from flooding, believe it or not. And I think this is, we've talked about this off and on for a while, Pete. This is really, this is the end result of a couple of decades, maybe even 3 decades of essential policy paralysis in Canberra when it comes to energy investment. No one's been investing enough money in coal or renewables or nuclear or anything else because governments and potentially oppositions at the same time simply haven't given them the certainty they need. Now, I'm not someone who says that business should be, kid-gloved, given everything they want. But if you're going to invest literally billions of dollars in energy supply, you need to know that energy supply is going to be available, going to be economical to basically provide. And so we've seen people not upgrading or renovating coal-fired power plants. We've seen not enough investment in renewables. And of course, nuclear is the source that dare not speak its name at the moment. Now, I'm not going to decide which one of those is the best or worst or most preferable. What we've seen, though, is because there is not enough investment elsewhere, every time there's a risk like this particular one at Mount Piper, you do run the risk of simply saying, well, we haven't got enough backup capacity because the investments haven't been made. This time around, we talked, I think, last time about the fact that high temperatures and potential shortages were going to be an issue. Throwing some natural disasters on top of that, for a very, very wealthy country, the fragility of our energy system is remarkable.
Okay, Scott Phillips, good to chat as always. We'll talk to you again soon.